Hello, everyone. This is Devin Nash. Today, we have a really cool video. This is live commentary on the TwitchCon EU changes and what I am most excited about seeing. There's a lot I'm hoping for in this video, so I hope you'll join me and see what TwitchCon has shown us Twitch is going to do to improve their website the next year.
In 2018, more people were streaming on Twitch, and even more were tuning in to watch than ever before.
Yeah, that's true.
And even though it's early in 2019, we are on track to break those records again this year. At any given moment, on average, over 1 million people are tuning into Twitch. Drop into a few channels, you'll find them cheering, chatting, greeting each other from over 180 countries. Creators streaming from Europe have been a huge part of that momentum. Since the start of 2018, we have welcomed over 127,000 new affiliates and 3,600 new partners in Europe alone.
Yeah, that's not good.
Please join me in congratulating all of them.
Not a good thing. So if you, let's start right there. So if you look at what he just said, right? What's happening on Twitch is there is way more people that are creating streams and streaming than there is an influx of viewers. So when you listen to someone like Emmet say this, it seems like really good, right? It's like, well, our viewers are going up, but if you look at the actual ratios, the number of people that are coming in to watch streams versus the number of people creating them, that ratio is like widening out a lot, right? So the Twitch isn't getting viewers fast enough to support the amount of channels it has, which is not happening on YouTube, for example, right? Where YouTube actually can support all of its channels. It's also through intelligent algorithm shit, but there's a lot more we can talk about there, yeah.
Even more impressive, total payouts to partners and affiliates in Europe were 2.5 times larger than the year before.
That's good too, but that's mostly because Twitch is just monetizing more. So like they're taking more from bits and subs, and like they're just offering more options for streamers to monetize. And a lot of that is affiliate income, most likely.
Also celebrated some incredible viewership milestones. Earlier this year, Squeezy performed an incredible live rendition of Romeo and Juliet on Twitch.
I didn't even know about that.
Nearly 900,000 people tuned in to watch.
Wow.
And you can see here, it was not without some modern updates.
I didn't even know about that. Did you guys know about that?
Big numbers. And they're a testament to just how powerful
Turn up the volume? Yeah, sure.
When we rally around the things and the people we love. That's why you've all been so successful. Every day, streamers on Twitch welcome us into their lives to share their passions and actively participate in bringing them to life.
I never even heard of that.
That's a
900,000 viewers
experience. Streamers bring us together, but we're not just watching their streams. We're co-creating with them. When you watch your favorite streamer pull off an incredible play, or a speedrunner attempt a world record run, it's better because you're seeing it happen live with tons of.
Why did they choose that clip for it? She was so unmotivated.
On Twitch, it isn't just chatting. Through extensions, emotes, or even just by lurking in the viewer account, we are adding to the experience together. We become a crucial part of the show itself. It's multiplayer entertainment, a live, shared experience that's only made possible by all of you. So you, the entire community, do a whole lot to make Twitch Twitch. But what's our role in this? We're here to play support for you, to do everything we can to help you continue making incredible moments possible. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We love what we do because we love seeing what you can do. It's a mission that doesn't stop for us with each new feature or upgrade. Your creativity, your courage, your ingenuity inspires everything that we do. And as support mains, there are 3 things that we will always do for you. We're going to help you grow. Whatever you stream, and from wherever you go live, we're going to make it easy for people who will love you to find you.
Really?
Whether you're broadcasting to tens of people or tens of thousands, we think there's always room to grow.
Don't fuck with me, Emmet.
Since community is an essential part of Twitch, we're going to help connect you with your communities in new and more fulfilling ways. And finally, we want to help you thrive. Streaming is incredibly hard work that takes persistence and talent. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to get rewarded for doing what you love. So let's talk about how we've been putting that plan into action and also tell you about some new things we've got planned for this year, starting with how we're going to help you grow. The directory. There's a lot going on in the directory, which today is always ordered by largest to smallest viewership.
Yeah.
But what if you wanted to see smallest to largest? Or what if view count just isn't that important to you? You've been asking for more controls, and so we're delivering. Starting in June, you'll be able to sort the directory by largest to smallest, smallest to largest, most recently live, or by channels we think would be relevant.
High to low is how it currently is, so we can skip that. Low to high is going to be 0 viewer streams. And what it will do is it will encourage trickle down viewers. So like 1 viewer will go into a stream. The 0 viewer stream will become the 1 viewer stream, and then it will pull off the directory until it becomes a 0 viewer stream. So it's gonna encourage traffic for 0 viewer streamers, which is good. That's good. So what's gonna get destroyed in this is the midline, right? So like 12 to like 300 viewers are still gonna be non-existent. The whole recently started thing is pretty interesting, but doesn't really matter because I'm not sure how many people will actually want to search for that. And the most interesting thing in this category is recommended for you, right? This is what is really, really a big deal because, so it was inevitable that Twitch does this where they are going to start building algorithms based on your watched content. This is actually very exciting. It's going to take like 2 or 3 years for this to become a big deal. But if we can get to a place where Twitch is reliably recommending content that you would want to watch, similar to what YouTube does now, that is a very, very good place for discovery. The problem is that they've trained all of the users on their website to use high to low to discover streamers, and high to low also just is the best content. Like the people with the most viewers usually have the best content. Not always, but usually. So how they're going to train users to use the recommended feature is kind of anybody's guess, but it's going to take a massive cultural change on the website to do that. What I think will happen is that they'll gradually sort of introduce it, and then maybe they'll change the default to recommended after like 2 years or so. But just understand that this is a very long tail. We're not going to see anything on this until like 2020, 2021. There's no way. It takes so long to get recommended algorithms right. Like YouTube has been trying to do that for like 6 to 7 years, well, longer than that, 10 to 12 years. But this change, like this initial change, the fact that they're doing this is super exciting. I just wish it was not in 2019. I wish it was in 2008. When YouTube started it. Low to high is not going to help. Like the vast majority of channels that are in like the 1 to 3 viewer range and the 30 to 50 viewer range have no answer. There's no way that any of these will help it except possibly recommended. The other thing is I don't know how you make a recommended algorithm that is not weighted towards more viewers. And this is something that Matt said to me on Discord. The problem is if you're going to recommend a channel, you're going to recommend it based on data presets that you have, right? And you're always going to get more data from channels that have more viewers. Does that make sense? So recommended will probably always be slated towards things that have more viewers until their algorithm gets incredibly good, like YouTube level algorithm. And again, that's going to take years and years and years to run. It's going to take so long to do this. My overarching question on this is how many users end up using this feature? How many people will sort by this? That's the biggest question of all, and I don't have the answer to that, right? It's like, how many people will actually use this sort function? Nobody really knows.
You can choose the setting of your choice or change it as often as you like. Our recommendations will get smarter as you discover more favorite channels.
Yeah, so.
Speaking of recommendations, we are focused on making them better. With so many channels on Twitch, it is impossible to watch everything. So we design our recommendations to introduce viewers to the channels that we think they'll love and actually want to continue to watch. As it turns out, they've been doing just that. In just the last 6 months, recommendations have helped viewers find a stream they loved over 200 million times. As we continue to grow discovery, we've been especially invested in helping smaller channels find their fans. And I think it's been paying off in a big way. Earlier this year, we added a new section to the homepage that specifically highlights channels which are on the smaller side.
This is objectively awesome.
Those that have been featured there have seen more than a 40% increase in watch time.
I believe that. Yeah, that's a little bit disingenuous because the watch time's on the front page, so the users aren't actually engaged. But it's very good. Don't get me wrong. Super, super good.
But discovery isn't just about what you see on the Twitch homepage. We want every place on Twitch to help you get discovered. Today, nearly 1 in 3 people who come to Twitch use search to find what they're looking for. Now, I will be the first to admit that our search function hasn't always been the best experience. One wrong letter in your search results may come back empty, or direct you to a very different streamer than the one you were looking for. So we're going to fix search so that it actually works. We are rebuilding search from the ground up with live content in mind. We expect this to be a multi-year effort to make it better and better over time.
Multi-year effort.
But you don't have to wait long to start seeing results. You'll see smarter functionality like auto-completion of results, error correction for typos, and new search results page starting in June. And we'll have more improvements coming throughout the year.
I think this is good. Super good.
Highlights are another common way that first-time viewers
make search
get
functions
introduced to your
better.
content.
Sounds good.
At the last TwitchCon, we announced an update to the highlighter tool to make it easier to stitch together your best, weirdest, or funniest moments. Since we released the update this year, creators around the world have been making new highlights, growing communities, and keeping fans engaged even when they aren't streaming live.
Sorry, hang on.
But we want to make creating these highlights even easier.
Ooh.
So you can spend more time making moments and less time editing them. That's why, starting in June, we'll be rolling out a new recaps feature that generates automated highlights. After completing a stream, we'll automatically generate a suggested highlight based on the top moments from your broadcast.
Oh, man, that's cool.
This starts with a compilation of clips captured by your community during your stream, but we'll continue to make it smarter and smarter in the future.
That is such a big brain idea. I can't even believe it. I never even imagined that Twitch could be utilized in that way. So what they could do with intelligent learning is, like, based on your guys' reactions, like if you spam lulz, for example, or something like that, you could create a moment off of that. And if you get that intelligent enough, you could auto-generate clips off of that as a result of the stream. And it's so, so smart to do this. This is hugely, hugely big brain. This is really, really good.
Recaps with just one click, or you can make edits to get them just right. This is going to be a great way for your viewers to catch up on moments they may have missed, or to introduce your channel to a new audience. We can't wait to see what you create.
This is so smart. This is so smart. Holy crap. Like, and it's so easy for Twitch to do. You literally just go off of chat reactions. This is, oh man. What's exciting about this is right now it won't be like that great. It'll be like janky and they'll like clip like 20-second clips that are kind of iffy. But when they actually make it so it's so intelligent that they're clipping like the top reactions based on a stream, a streamer literally gets like 10 to 15 clips that are most relevant to their stream, which they can then use for YouTube. They can then use for their marketing. It is insanely good, this change. This is an awesome change. And it's a way that I never even imagined this could be used. What's even really OP about this too is that this is actually really good for almost every streamer except like the very, very bottom ones. Like this is very good for large streams. It's also very good for small streams too. The best thing that Twitch can do is make clips as easy as possible for viewers and streamers to activate on, because that is essentially how all discovery on Twitch works right now. So to incentivize that system would be extremely big brain.
I want to turn now to Twitch Rivals.
That's the best change I've seen.
Built with your needs.
This is really, really big brain.
Grow in mind. Rivals was built from a belief that everyone on Twitch should have the opportunity to showcase what they're great at or passionate about. From esports classics like
Rivals is also a universally good idea too. A lot of people have been discovered off it.
Any game can be featured in a Rivals event. With Twitch Rivals, you stream from your channel just like you normally would. We host your event and help direct viewers to your channel. It's a way to participate in competitive gaming while maintaining a close tie with your community. We think it's the best of both worlds. At TwitchCon last year, we announced that we'd more than double the amount of Rivals events to cover more games and more genres. In just the first few months of 2019, we've hosted 27 events, and winners have earned over €1 million.
They've been doing great. Like,
this includes events that feature non-traditional fare, like our first ever Stardew Valley event. Yeah, Stardew Valley is pretty awesome. These events have helped your channels grow. On average, participating streamers see 24% more viewers on Rivals event days. And with the Rivals extension, it's even easier for viewers to follow your channel with just a single click.
Yeah, this is all completely
believable. We're seeing that those new viewers stick around, too, with more than half of them having come back to a channel again after discovering it through Rivals.
That's super interesting, too. Did you hear that? Half the people that discover it through Rivals come back. It's super good.
Live and in-person Rivals events right here, IRL at TwitchCon, featuring Apex Legends and League of Legends tomorrow. There are many online Twitch Rivals events planned for the year to come. Check out the upcoming events list at rivals.twitch.tv. If you have a game that you'd love to see a Rivals event for, we'd love to hear from you. In a world where a Tetris Battle Royale game exists, we think we can make a Rivals event for anything. Building your communities around the games, hobbies, and other things you love takes time and commitment. And it's way easier to do when you have meaningful relationships with your viewers and other streamers to help you along the way. How you choose to recognize and engage with your audience is important. Building meaningful relationships with your community is what makes Twitch different from anywhere else online. So connecting around a shared interest is an incredible feeling. It's why going to events like TwitchCon is so much fun. No matter where we're from or what language we speak, we are all here to celebrate the same things. Although Twitch is rooted in video games, and I think always will be, games aren't the only thing that are better with a community co-creating alongside you. When a community comes together around a shared love like music or gaming, it makes all the hard work that you put into growing that community worth it. And it's incredible to see how many of you have turned something that started as a hobby into truly full-fledged careers. When we see success stories, it inspires us to do everything we can to make that dream attainable by more of you every year. Getting sponsors can be a helpful step towards that dream.
Oh, this is
If you've ever tried to
boards?
land that first sponsor, you know how hard it is you have to hustle. When we introduced Bounty Board in the United States last year, we simplified the process
This is super
by allowing
interesting.
you to connect with sponsors like game publishers right from your dashboard. You choose who you want to work with based on your community's interests. Since Bounty Board launched, over 1,500 streamers have earned over €2 million by linking up with sponsors. But we think more of you should be getting in on the action. So we're excited to announce that starting this May, Bounty Board will be available to partners and select affiliates in Germany, France, and the UK, with more countries around the world.
That's cool. That means, by the way, that bounties go down across the board because the ad deals, well, yeah, bounties go down across the board.
Soon. We'll be partnering with many brands, including the ones you see here. Oh, and before we go, I do have one last announcement. Part of helping you thrive on Twitch is rewarding you more quickly for your hard work. Today, we pay out partners, affiliates, and extension developers who cross the $100 minimum threshold 45 days after the end of the month. But we think that's simply not fast enough. So we're going to make payouts faster. Maybe payouts after 30 days would work. No, I think we can do better than that. 20 days? No, eligible creators who reach the threshold by the end of each month will now get paid after just 15 days.
That's not something that I care about, but that's such a huge thing for people. It's so big. Hi, how you doing?
Good.
What do you think of the this announcements at EU? Since you don't have a lot of time, let me ask you about the one I'm most interested in. Emmet said in the last 6 months, recommendations led to 200 million extra views.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's super interesting. So it seems like they're actually doing a lot to get people discovered. He also said that 1 in 3 people use search to find their content.
Yeah, I think that stat is based on new viewers to Twitch. So it's like 1 in 3 people that come to Twitch for the first time use search to find some sort of first content.
Oh, I see. Okay. If the recommended tab is getting better.
But that's how I interpreted it.
Yeah, I see. If the recommended tab is getting better and the I don't know if anybody will actually use the sort. Because viewers aren't trained to use sort. Useless. Yeah, I think so too.
It's easy at least. It's something they've already built out, so it takes an engineer a day. Well, it takes a Twitch engineer 5 weeks, but it takes a normal engineer a day to
yeah.
To do it.
The recommended thing is super exciting because potentially that could lead to a lot more discovery because once that algorithm starts to become more sophisticated.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just depends on what sophisticated kind of means.
Well, doesn't it mean I mean, what does it mean?
Okay. Without talking about Twitch's actual goals, because we can't talk about that.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel. I mean, the recommendation. The problem with recommendations is that, and YouTube's kind of solved this, but the problem with recommendations is that when a service recommends you something that's garbage, you are less likely to use the recommendations again. And I think YouTube solved that in that the only way, the absolute only way that they will surface a small channel is if a video is an outlier. So like if there's a small channel that normally gets 50 views or something, the only way you're going to see that channel ever in a recommended video thing would be if there's an outlier video that somehow has a couple thousand views.
Yeah.
That's when you actually see it, because YouTube interprets that as, okay, this one video has good content.
Right.
And that's kind of,
but Twitch has to do that in real time.
The way that they recommend it. Yeah. And that's next to impossible.
Right. I think so too.
I think the way that they're going to have to recommend things, obviously they want to make sure that people are being recommended good content, which means, generally speaking, higher viewer streams. Maybe you pepper in some smaller streams there, just to say they showed up, like to say the screen showed up.
So a dude told me that he found me via his following tab. I wish I had that image still. Let me scroll up and see if it's still around. But he sent me an image I'll send you that was his following tab, and then it showed 4 recommended streamers on the tab, and one of them was me, and it wasn't sorted by viewers. Check out this image. This is pretty crazy. I'm gonna link you. So like his following tab was 1 streamer, and then down at the bottom it recommended 3 streamers and not sorted by viewer count, right? Because the number 1 viewer was in the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's clear to me that there's still a lot of randomness in their algorithm for recommended.
I think so. Yeah.
So my question is, I would need to know a lot more about this person, basically, whoever it is. The thing is, like, that's how many people are live. They're clearly only following 5 channels.
Yeah.
Period. Like, 1 is live. They follow 5. For example, the person on the right very much seems to me like a complete random thing. So, and you would do that, right? If I was making an algorithm for discovery, I would definitely do mostly things that are recommended and then just throw a few randoms in there.
I think what this is this is a Destiny viewer, because Destiny viewer, because Luna is on Destiny stream, so am I, so is Nut, and so is Trihex. What do you mean?
You just watch them?
This guy watches Destiny. Yeah. And it's recommending channels that are closely associated with Destinies.
And the language is other?
Wait, what? It's all...
Like, you're watching... You're going to click on somebody whose channel is in other language, not in English? I mean, that's why I'm saying I want to know their history. Like, do they
these are all English.
Something in other... No, it's not. Luna Loves is definitely not English. It says other.
I think it's probably an English stream, and it might just be... trolling? Yeah, I don't know. The guy's in chat. He says he follows 26 channels.
So here's the obvious way to do any sort of recommended algorithm.
Yeah,
is you're following a bunch of people. Okay, I'll say this person is following a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Other viewers also follow those people. Like other just people that are on Twitch follow those people as well. These other people, when they follow those people, they're probably following additional people besides what this person's following. So let's recommend some of those additional people, if that makes any sense. So Destiny would be a great example. So this person's following Destiny. Let's say they're only following Destiny.
Yeah.
Then you look at, okay, the people that follow Destiny, who else do they follow?
Right.
Give a random selection of who else they follow to this person. Surface that. That's a pretty easy way of doing it, right? That's a very, it's okay. These are basically things that would be interested in based on who you follow.
Doesn't that make...
Because people, generally speaking, follow content that's actually pretty similar.
Sure, yeah. But doesn't that make it so that collaboration with other broadcasters is actually the most powerful form of discovery on Twitch now? For that reason? Because if you collaborate with other broadcasters, the algorithm picks up that you are being... well, this makes sense to you. You're already probably ahead of me, right? But that makes sense, right?
Kind of. I mean, they would know that you're collabing through what method? Through Squad?
No, because okay, let's say that I've never interacted with Destiny before, okay? And then I go on Destiny's stream, a bunch of Destiny viewers follow me, the algorithm will pick
Sure.
up that they're following Destiny and me, and then will recommend me to other Destiny viewers.
Because of a collab. They just know that people follow both of you.
Yeah, but I'm saying that that's how you do it, is that if you collab with other broadcasters. And so, for example, like if I go collab with like Lily or something and we do something together for like 2 or 3 hours and a good amount of viewers, I'll probably show up on more recommended streams for Lily. Yeah, which so like collabing with people just now all of a sudden like makes like a ton of sense because you'll get discovered through them.
You could. I mean, it really just depends on their algorithm, which they're definitely not going to talk about.
But we can kind of figure how it works. Like we're thinking right now, it's obvious that it works based on like look at this screenshot.
There's so many different recommended algorithms, but for now, that's the easiest one, right? The easiest one's the one I said, and so that's why I think that's probably what they start with.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just the one that's easiest to me. They first started off of just category, right? Like, hey, you watch a lot of Minecraft. Here's a bunch of Minecraft.
Right. That was like 6 months ago they started doing that.
Yeah, which is kind of meh. But yeah, it's, as it gets smarter and smarter, that's the thing. The problem that they'll run into is, of course, what I mentioned. Like, you have to make sure that the quality of the content is good if you're recommending something.
Yeah, and Twitch has no way to do that.
Surface a bunch of randomness, then it's pretty easy for recommended to become useless.
But
that's why you have to go off of following, right? If the following is a signal, that's a signal of saying at least people follow.
Yeah, and I think it's like pretty good that if like most of the people that are watching Destiny's content are also going to like my content, right? So for example, that like makes sense in that example, and you would assume that most of the people that are collabing together are doing so because their content is similar, or at least kind
of, yeah. I mean, the data already exists, right? You can go into your dashboard and literally see the data that they're using to drive this.
Oh yeah, so I know. Yeah, it's in that it's in the viewers also watched section.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's literally what this is.
Yep. It's just to viewers instead of
right. And then they can make it more complicated by seeing which channels you spend the most viewer hours in, right? How many minutes watch you have on different channels, and then weight your recommendations based on that. Those sorts of things. There's a lot you can do with that.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
The thing is, I guess the weird thing is that small channels, generally speaking, are going to have a bit of a tougher time. But, well, I mean, most small channels suck. I'll say it.
Yeah.
So maybe they should have a tougher time. I don't know. I think I think especially if you've collabed with somebody, if you make good content, then you're probably not going to sit under 10 viewers for very long.
Yeah.
If you've collabed with somebody like a Destiny.
But it changes a lot because this is a method of discovery that didn't exist before. So I think we agree with like the sort function. The middle range of viewers, like, so anyone that's like 2 to like 300 viewers are still screwed in major categories, right? So like if you like in the Fortnite category for directory, there's absolutely no way that those people ever get to like even if I can sort in Fortnite by the number of like low to high, this whole like group of like literally thousands of streamers in this like sort of shadow realm section are never going to get discovered. But a way they could get discovered is if they do another collab with another Fortnite person and squab with them, that person's viewers can discover them, and so on and so on. And on a macro level, this is kind of exciting. This is a way for people to get discovered that didn't exist before.
It's a way. I mean, it's existed for however long recommendations have existed for. The adding it to the sort drop down box is the new part. It's going to be the same algorithm that they're constantly tweaking. It's just they're just adding it in a new place.
Yeah.
Which nobody is going to click. So.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me think to do like more.
Maybe they will, but
maybe yeah. It's like there's no way for us to track that user behavior. Only Twitch is going to know that, right?
Right. I mean, I don't know how many people would sort by something different, but
I don't know either.
Maybe.
Yeah. I
mean, sorting by smallest to largest is just dumb. And then, I mean, unless you want to live in a hellhole.
Yeah.
And then, like talk about playing with emotions. You can just get a lot of zombie followers, I guess, or you can get a lot of zombie views just by sorting that way.
Yeah, I thought the other
make much sense to me.
The other interesting thing they did was for the EU TwitchCon feature and the keynote, they featured all streamers that have been streaming for like 4 or 5 years or longer. So those are people that built their following when the ecosystem was completely different. They didn't show anybody that had been like around for like 6 months, right? Because all those people are just stuck in elo hell for viewer counts.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Yeah.
But I still think even if you start right now with 0 viewers, if you're creating amazing content, I think you'll jump out.
Because of stuff like recommended or what?
No, because if you're creating amazing content, first of all, unless you're an idiot, you have at least a few viewers, right? Like, I'm not trying to promote opening up your own channel on every device you own, but like, you're an idiot if you have 0 viewers.
Yeah.
As far as if you're trying to grow your channel. Now, if you have 0 viewers and you don't really care, then
okay, yeah. But you can get up to like 5 to 6. Yeah.
You can get a few viewers, then you start to find other people, become a part of somebody else's community that's slightly larger than you, collab. Like it's really not. I don't think it's that hard to get out. Did I tell you? Well, we can talk about
Okay. Yeah.
That's
interesting.
A thing I'm doing.
Okay.
Anyway, I have to run.
All right, dude. Yeah, thank you for your insight. Yeah, it was good.
Was that insightful?
It was, man.
Finally, a Twitch taking my recommendation for video auto generation of videos. That's cool.
That is super cool, and it's really, really exciting what could actually happen from that. That was the most exciting thing in the announcement for me.
One of the first things we did at Nerd Fusion was I wrote code to do that.
Really?
The problem with it is we turned it off because it was based on chat, because that's all we had.
That's all they're doing too.
No, surely they're doing it off clips. That's way
well. They're
better
going to
signal.
start. I'm sure what they're doing is they're probably going to start with the amount of clips, and then they're going to move to chat reactions. Yeah, it's going to be clips first. Yeah.
The problem so we were just using sort of a chat density filter, and so it's kind of as more chat occurred, something clearly just happened.
The Twitch says they're doing clips. You're right. Yeah, Stale said it in chat. Yeah.
Yeah, well, clips make a lot more.
They
make a whole lot more sense, and the reason they make a lot more sense is because clips are curated content. Like it defines a beginning and end. Whereas with our problem it was okay. We have a spike in chat traffic, and then what I would do is our automated system. Well, I had written code to command line edit videos, which is like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What it would do is it would just go, okay, here was a spike that happened. We're going to just take 30 seconds before it and 30 seconds after it, and then stitch all those together. Take the 10 biggest spikes in the chat that day and stitch them all together, which proved to be like there's tons of just useless content, or you would just miss the build up to something and all that kind of thing. Chat alone is pretty useless, but clips make it way, way better.
Right.
And I just never rewrote it for clips. I'm glad they're doing it. I mean, it's a good thing. That really the key with it is just make sure that it has the automatic export to YouTube button, and then it's good.
Stale said in chat, if you get, and he's the guy that's working on this, really cool stuff you can do if you get really fancy is do OCR computer vision stuff. Seeing when someone just won a Fortnite game is really easy. Yeah, that's neat. That's good stuff.
I agree. That's really cool.
That's a very cool thing. Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yep.
All right,
improvements. All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
All right, take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait, did I just see Stale back there?
And good news, we're starting
There he
that
is.
earnings for March. So look for those payouts to begin on Monday. So beyond that, what's next for Twitch? As always, that is up to you. So as we look ahead to the rest of 2019 and beyond, we are excited to see what you come up with. Keep surprising us, keep making us laugh, keep doing whatever it is that you do best, because it inspires us every day. To everyone here in Berlin, and to all of you watching from home, thank you for being with us, and have a great TwitchCon.
So the Ned 15 thing, we didn't get to talk about that because I wanted to have Seb jump on. That's actually super cool. That's one of those things that you might not think is a big deal, but for content creators who are living like on paychecks. So I have another job, right? And I also have money saved from like when I did other projects and stuff like that. So I don't really care when I get paid by Twitch. I don't even look at it. But we have another broadcaster in the studio, Dark Osto, who he was like, that's like life-changing for me, right? Because like for him to get on a 15-day payment schedule, that's insanely good, because like that's just a very crazy change. And they must have done some accounting like wooju to make that happen. It's pretty crazy that happened overall. Is there a reason to do that? Just seems like it hurts Twitch. I don't think it hurts Twitch unless it's like in like chargebacks. But really, like when you think about the amount of money that Twitch is running through and how they're running through it, it's not that big of a deal, you know? Because like, okay, well, they're doing subs and bits. How much of that is chargebacked? Most chargebacks are donations, so I don't think the large percentage, it might be like 1%. That's probably a really high number. It doesn't really hurt Twitch. What will we think? The number of subscriptions and bits that are actually charged back is probably less than 0.1%, I would guess. It's probably 0.1%, 0.5% at the absolute possible highest. Almost impossible, I think, for that to be that high. Overall, let me take a look through the changes. I'm pretty convinced that viewer sort doesn't matter. High to low is how it currently is. Low to high is just going to be kind of a meme because it's going to break out all the middle range people. And it's going to sort like 0 to 1 viewer streams. And then that content is usually going to be like weird. So low to high, I just don't think this will be used. Recommended is like the real exciting one. And I guess like recommended is the thing I'm most excited about on this site, right? Like a lot of people find YouTube videos because of recommended. Recommended is super exciting. And the fact that people are already finding this content as a result of recommended is really good. It's not going to, like the number one thing you could do as a streamer to increase your discovery is still post videos on YouTube though. Don't think that's going to change for the next couple of years. It's going to take them a long time to sort this out. 1 in 3 people using search. I think that's, new people to the website, maybe. Kind of hard to say. Recaps are the best thing they announced. That's just great. I think we could see something happen similar to like what Mixer's technology does. So Mixer's actually been doing this for a long time. They have a thing called the Hype Zone, where I think it should be featured like here. Yeah. So like Hype Zone PUBG. The algorithm that Mixer is using, to recognize this is identifying that there's something going on in this at this moment. And I actually don't have any stats for how much this is being utilized. Like it just identified that this person was at like the end of a game, right? But you'll see like the hype zone like moves around. So like now it's like moving around to someone else because it thinks that there's action here. So this is a pretty easy thing for Twitch to do overall, is to like identify, okay, what like at what point is somebody like winning on Fortnite and like, you know, 4v1ing someone and then putting that up. The question is like, and the question I have for all of the changes that are being implemented for Twitch, is user behavior actually going to affect this stuff? Or are people just going to click the most followed streams? That's the thing that I really don't understand. Is like, how is this going to influence user behavior? That's what's really interesting, right? Are users actually going to sort by low to high? Probably not. Are users actually going to use recommended? Well, some might, right? I mean, like Twitch isn't actually doing anything like very revolutionary. The most revolutionary stuff they're making is in clips. And like the clips team needs to be like, I would literally have, out of a 1,000-person company, I would easily have 50 people on clips, just making them easier, making them more accessible, making them featured on certain aspects of the website, everything you can possibly do, because it's the #1 form of discovery right now. I'll take any questions or comments you guys have too, by the way, at this point. What surprised me is that Twitch has very little incentive for viewers to discover new content. Yeah, and I think they're trying to do that. What I've noticed is like, I'm really just kind of bored of a lot of like the sort of like top content creators on Twitch. And I tend to follow a lot of people because I'm looking for stats and things like that. But I'm like less interested in that, and I really like to like go towards like smaller communities and stuff like that. And some of them I've found like recently, like Cole or people like that. But for the most part, like it's still very difficult. Like once you're down here to get discovered. Recommendations for me are trash, even though I follow at least 100 streamers. And it will be trash for 2 years. The idea is that it's not going to be trash later, right? Does Twitch actually have healthy or sustainable growth at the moment? Depends on what you define by sustainable. I would say that Twitch's growth is like quote healthy, I don't know. The amount of viewers that are coming into Twitch by percentage of growth is definitely declining. And that should, sorry, not declining. It's not increasing as fast. And that should scare people that work for Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, the lack of ability for Twitch to get into emerging markets is not good. So overall, TwitchCon thoughts. There's actually some things that I'm pretty excited about. I think the recommendations is the thing I'm most excited about, is the potential for Twitch's to finally be getting into the world of machine learning. It feels like it has taken them so long to do this, where YouTube has been doing it for years and years and years. But the idea of being recommended streams is really exciting. And the current way that they're doing it, where they're taking a portion of the followers that other streamers have, and they're looking at who you follow and then saying, okay, you might like this stream. That's great. That encourages collaboration on Twitch to a large degree. I think is good for streamers and also good for viewers to find more relevant content. I'm pretty excited about the clip feature too. I think the clip feature, if it's fleshed out, could be really, really good. I think it's really important for Twitch to make the clip feature as absolutely as easy as possible to use. It's one of the major ways that people get discovered. And having Twitch use machine learning to create clips and create hype moments in the stream takes a lot of the effort off of streamers and makes it easier to be discovered. So those two changes are great. I think just Twitch adding more machine learning is great and is just something they should have been doing for a long time. I'm not too excited about the sorting functionality. It feels like that was something that an engineer could have done over a week. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but just seems like a pretty easy feature. I don't know how many people will actually use it to actually sort streams. Most people will probably discover streams based on the high to low as it is now, and just kind of filter into the streams with the most viewers already. So the most exciting thing about TwitchCon EU is this kind of move towards machine learning. They didn't really cover a lot. They didn't really talk about the thinking behind it, but that's really what we're seeing Twitch is doing in 2019. They're really moving towards a system where they are going to be more intelligently telling you what streams work. And if you look at YouTube now, this works great for YouTube, where you can find a lot of videos and a lot of content that you would enjoy but not otherwise have seen because of the recommendation tabs. And this dynamic is a little bit harder to nail on live streams because it's not as easy to read algorithms and to read everything that YouTube reads to be able to determine that. So overall, I'm pretty excited. I think TwitchCon EU was a really positive show. I'm glad they're moving forward with machine learning. I'm excited to see what they do with it coming up next. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel. Follow my channel, youtube.com/DevinNash, twitch.tv/DevinNash, and we'll see you again for the next video next time.